Hello, you lovely lot. Good morning and welcome back to another weekly artist vlog. If you are new here and you don't know me yet, my name is Lero. I am the creator and owner behind Lero Art. And basically on this channel, I document my journey to making art my career, and that is the journey I've been taking this year. More likely the last 3-4 months, since like June, July, I've kind of taken it a bit more seriously. So today is Friday the 19th of September, and in 2 days time I have my now second market of the year. If you watched last week's vlog, you will know that my market last week got cancelled. Unforeseen circumstances, I'm going to assume because of the weather, because for some reason in the UK we've just had really bad like wind, rain, storms, thunder, the lot, kind of all of a sudden, very dramatically as well. So this week is my official second market of the year. It is in East Leek, and there's no real theme behind it, I don't think. I think it's just a makers fair, makers market. The only reason I got accepted into this one is because I also sell art prints as well as my crochet. So I've been trying to balance that out with like what's in my head. The only thing is I can't actually picture what I have because I haven't done like a mock market setup yet, which is what we're going to be doing today. And I'm also going to be showing you everything that I've made over the past week and also in general for the market. And then the rest of the day I think I'm just going to be stash busting, because if you have seen, it's over this way behind my Monstera. That's Bella the Monstera. I have a lot of yarn, and I mean a lot of yarn, thanks to my nana, but I just don't seem to be able to do much with it. And obviously at the beginning of this journey, I was focusing a lot on like making crochet bookmarks, which I still absolutely love, but so far no one has had any interest in them. And that's absolutely fine, but I need to find other ways to be able to use them. So I was thinking of making like Kindle sleeves, book sleeves, Kindle covers, that kind of thing with them. And also just using them to make a lot of keychains, because the patterns that I have, I've been using I think it's cotton yarn, DK. Yeah, I have no idea. Basically, not chenille yarn is the stuff that I've been using for my keychains. So obviously it's a lot smaller, but I just need it for more things. I need more things. I need to have a go at designing some stuff, because yeah, I want to be able to use it. But if I can't make my crochet bookmarks because they're not popular and not selling, I don't know what else to use them with. So yeah, I've been doing, the past few days has actually been a lot of yarn busting, because I have a lot of yarn. Not as much as most, but I have a lot. And the problem I have as well is I have a lot of like the same colour. I have like 10 or 12, probably more, of the really little dinky balls that are like this big of the same colour that I don't know what to do with. We're going to be doing a lot of that. That might not all happen today. I just have ideas in my head for these kinds of things. But yeah, I think that's the kind of thing I want to use them for, because otherwise I have no idea what to use them for. So I think to start off with, I'm going to bring everything down. I'm going to bring my crates down. I'm going to bring all of my display stuff down basically, and the 2 boxes full of plushies, do a practice market setup, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the day just making some stuff. I don't know if I'll film that and time lapse it for you. And I think that's kind of it. I would like to at some point work on getting some of these things on Etsy as well. I'm kind of waiting. I wanted to put some up this week, but then I thought I've actually had a lot of rest days, as in days off, not from my other job but from vlogging and crocheting. Well, not even crocheting, from vlogging, because I've mentioned before, I don't stop. I do not stop. And my partner has basically just said to me on 2 of my days off, are you having a day off today? And I decided, actually, yes, I think I will. Has it stopped me from crocheting? Nope. But still, I at least had days off. And I've actually been listening to my audiobook quite a lot, which is the best thing I've ever done. And I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. I think I mentioned, it was either in last week's vlog or the vlog before, I can't remember. But one of the markets that I applied for is based in a library. And they basically said that if you have a library card to said library, then you get the table half price. So I don't have a card for that library, but I do have one for my local library. And with that, you also get to use Libby, the Libby app, which has a bunch of audiobooks on it. And I have been listening to my audiobooks when I've been crocheting, when like a gap at my other job, or here, or painting. And it's so nice to actually do that rather than just have crap on the telly that you either not interested in, you're just doing it for background noise, you're not even watching, or you're putting stuff on that you actually want to watch but you aren't watching because you're too invested in something else, audiobooks are great. Someone is reading me a book in my ear. I'm going to be able to read so many more books now. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. I don't know what it was. I feel like I've listened to like podcasts and stuff, and I feel like sometimes it goes like in one ear and out the other. I don't know what it is. I felt like if I was an audiobook listener, I wouldn't like retain the information. And then I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, realistically, I don't retain much information from when I've read an actual book. Like, I remember it while reading it because that is the most recent thing that I remember. And then after that, it's a bit like, yeah, I don't really remember what happened. I remember bits, don't remember a lot. So I don't know why I didn't do it sooner, but at least I've found it now, and I have it now. So many things I'm doing before 30. So I'm going to start bringing down all of my stuff. I will go through everything that I have available for sale and everything that I've made the past few days, because behind me, which you cannot see, I have a rather large pile of plushies, which I'm very proud of, by the way. And yeah, I think I just want to do like a mock table setup, see how that looks, see how I'm going to get things to go, because I also haven't seen my keychain stand fully stocked either, and I have a lot of keychains now. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Everything. I've got my display crates in front of me, which at the minute are mostly storing everything that I need for the actual display, plus my prints, they're in there. I have an entire tub here of plushies, keychains, bookmarks that I've made, and then this one here, which you can't really see, is literally just overstock wool that hasn't fit into here. So this is that full that I can't even put these in. And also, if you can hear a weird like whirr in the background, I'll put the fan on. So if you can't tell, I am condensating. Yeah. I think I'm gonna show you everything that I've made that is going to be for sale, and then I'll do a practice market. Let's start off with the prints that we have, which I've already shown you before, but they are all here. So the prints that I have for sale are my Dalmatian painting. I have my cardinal bird painting. So these are all now in cellophane wallets and on a backing board, so they look a little bit more professional. This is my Bella the tortoise, so this is my family cat. She lives with my parents. This is also the English Bull Terrier that I did that everybody loved. So those are all the prints that I have. Obviously I would love to get more of these done in the future, which is absolutely going to be the aim. I still want to be able to do basically just everything that I enjoy. If that even comes down to like jewellery making, which it probably won't, but if that's the kind of thing that I also want to sell along with these and my plushies, I'm doing it. No one's stopping me. Okay, so on to the most exciting part, is all the plushies. Plushies that I have for sale are, you've seen these before, I have my Calico plushies. These are for £16. I have like Siamese cat plushies again. These are for £16. I actually have 4 of these. I have 4 chocolate plushies for 16. Contemplating lowering these because I feel like for the size they're quite expensive, so I may revert these to like £10. And then I've got 2 white kitties. These are for 16 as well. So I've got my iPad in front of me, so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at the price of everything that I've made. So I also have made recently, I have a lone pink axolotl, but I then also have 2 orange axolotls, and I don't have any more of this pink yarn, so I did orange. We've got the mini froggies, which I think you've seen before. I have 4 of these. These are also for 10. I have 2 lobsters and 2 crabs. These are genuinely my favourite things I've ever made. Adorable. These are also for 10. I have some bees. I made 4 little bees, and again also for 10. So there's a lot of like £10 items that I have. Some potion bottles, and this pattern is by Crochet Janina. The only thing I didn't do was add the faces. I thought I would do some stuff that didn't have faces. So I have 2 potion jars, and these are for £20, so these 2 will be £20 each. I actually made one for my partner. I made these 2 on their own, and then he literally came downstairs and was like, can I have red and blue for health and mana? And I was like, I can do red. I don't have a blue, I have a pale blue, but not a blue, so I need to make him a blue one at some point. But yep, he was well and truly excited for them. He's a massive RuneScape fan, so that's the first thing he thought of. I also made 2 little ghosties, and this was a free pattern. I can't remember who this was by. I will leave the name and everything up above like I mentioned, but yep, these are 2 little ghosties. I've also been changing the way that I've been embroidering eyes, because before I was literally just doing like a little dot. Let me see. So yes, I have. So if you can see on this little ducky, it is just a teenily weenily little dot. And this time I've been doing some like little eyelashes just to switch it up a bit. So I don't know if I've mentioned how much these are for sale, but these are also for £20. I also have made a jellyfish. This is one of the ones that I use to like dash bust basically. As you can see, it's obviously just got a lot of different colours on the bottom. The pattern said to do 7 wiggly things. I did 8 because I wanted an even number of colours, so I have like 2 orange, 2 yellows, 2 creams, and then 2 of this like peachy light coral colour, and obviously the orange top. It would have bothered me. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to be a lone colour and which one I didn't, so I did 8 instead. But I absolutely love this. And the jellyfish is, I think I've got it down as 15. I don't remember. I clearly haven't updated my spreadsheet as well as I thought I did. I have this really cute little bat. The jellyfish, by the way, was a free pattern. This is also a free pattern, and it is just the sweetest little thing. I wish I'd have crocheted it in dark grey, which is the colour I've used for the mouth, but I didn't have enough, so I've actually used black since, as you know, I've got plenty of it. I still think he looks really, really cute. He's even got little bat's wings here, and he's just the most adorable thing. I've only got one of these at the minute. This is one of the ones that I would love to make again, so I have more of them, and I have this down at £15. So there is cutie little bat. I have made my first ever turtle, and in typical me fashion, I can't just do simple and cute. I had to make it scary. It was the first pattern I saw. Again, another free pattern that I found on Instagram. I had an entire like evening scrolling through and saving a bunch of patterns. So for once I've actually used social media as a positive, productive thing. But it is the eyeball turtle. I can't remember who this is from, but I will post it somewhere. But it's so sweet, and I mean like the little frilly, oh, it's just so cute. I do want to make one for myself. I also just want to make more turtles. I had no idea these would be so fun, and I completely understand why people make these as much as they do, because look at him. Look, isn't he cute? So yes, this is going to be another one for sale at the market. And again, I only have one of these. I've actually ran out of red yarn because I used the red to finish off partner's potion bottle, and obviously I made that the crabs and stuff. The most adorable little thing. And for this one, I'm selling him, I think it was for 20. The next free pattern that I found, fell in love with, and want to keep. I want to make more, but again, I just don't have the rest of the wool. I made a clam with a pearl. And it's even interactive. The pearl is attached. I made sure that was attached, but yeah, the clamshell opens. How adorable. Look at the little face. This is again another one where I did the eyelash eyeballs. I think this was the first one I tried, which is why it looks a little bit, it looks more like eyeliner than eyelashes, but I still think it looks really cute. And I think the reason that I wanted to try and do a different type of embroidered eye was because I found that my plushies were starting to look kind of angry. And I mean, you know, less angry. We have Nadja the narwhal still. Because of how big she is still £40. At the minute she just seems to be like the star of the show. Everyone walks past her, just thinks that she's really cute. Again, not sold her yet, but £40. And this was also done with some of the older wool that I had. I actually bought it from Aldi when I first started crocheting. They had a huge bunch of like the big 300-gram balls, I think it was, so I tried those. It's okay, the wool's alright. I have my dog breeds which I've been working on. So we have the Golden Retriever. We've got the Black Terrier. Gotten a dark grey husky and a light grey husky. So these are, I did 2 huskies, so I thought, you know, different shades. But yeah, the 2 huskies. I have a Rottweiler whose ears do actually go down. I haven't sewn these down because I like the thought of having just interactive flappy ears. And then we also have a Doberman. I did this one with a docked tail and the docked ears just so it stands out a bit compared to the Rottweiler. So obviously the patterning is pretty much the same. These are actually 2 designs that I modified from a pattern that I bought. That is, the pattern is from Iracel. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but yeah, I modded that to make some more breeds. So we have a Doberman and a Rottweiler. And then last but not least, we have a pug, who is just the cutest little thing. Not last but not least, because we also have a white Labrador. And I believe that's it for the... So that's for the dogs. Then it moves on to the animals, which you've obviously seen some of them because I've been showing. But we have a sloth and a tiger. So you've got a mallard and a little chick duckling, whichever you want. We have a frog and a panda. Again, these are from the same pattern designer, which is Keenmaker. We have a hippo and an elephant. These are just adorable. Pig and a koala. And the pig's even got a little swiggly tail. Very cute. And then lastly, for plushies, we have a giraffe. This is the one with the embroidered eyes before, where it just looked angry. Unfortunately, I still haven't got enough yarn to finish off my lion, which I would love to take with me because that is adorable. But the lion is over there. I could go tailless, but I don't want to. These animal ones are also for 25. We next have my keychains. So some of these keychains are made with the exact same patterns that I already have. They take the exact same amount of time, but the yarn is different and I can't charge the same amount. So this is why I've actually been on the hunt of like smaller patterns for keychains. I don't necessarily mind too much because I enjoy making them. It's just profit wise, it's not really realistic. It's just not worth it. But anyway, we have the dog breeds and keychains. So I did a lot of dog breeds because I was going to be doing a dog show. Obviously that got cancelled, so I now just have a lot of dogs, and that is absolutely fine. But we have here a Doberman and a Dalmatian keychain. We have a Husky and a Pug. And then we also have a Boston Terrier and a Corgi. These are also 2 modded patterns that I took from the dog one that I was using. So these next keychains are with the pattern that I was just showing you from Keenmaker, but they're obviously the plushies. So we have, again, a hippo, and we also have a rabbit. We've got a duckling and a penguin. We've got a cow and an elephant. And we also have a frog and a hedgehog, which if you can't see is a very, very fluffy dude. And both of the animal keychains and the dog keychains are all for sale for £13. So the other keychains I've been making are the bird ones, which if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen these ones already. These are the birds from Annie Carraway, which these actually take no time also. I don't mind these being keychains. But again, we have a little chick duckling, we have a flamingo there, and then we also have the rooster. The reason the rooster turned out so big is because the white I have is a bigger weight than the chick and the flamingo. So I have then 3 little ghosts. So this is a slightly different pattern, I think, from the one that I used for the plushies. It was a bit smaller, so it worked up a really good size actually for a keychain. The ghosts, these are 6. I also have a mini version of, well, a keychain version of the frogs that I just showed you. So it's the exact same pattern. And I actually have 4 of these available for sale. And I did them in this, I got a yarn from my grandma, which is like a gradient yarn. And it's I mean, it looks pretty cool to me. I like it. Yep, they're all ever so slightly different. It's the exact same yarn, but they're just slightly different. These are also for £6. I also then made some bumblebee keychains. I made 2. One of these is currently reserved for my dad though, and these are also for £6. And then we have lots and lots and lots and lots of flowers. These were so easy and quick to make that again, it was just something that I used as like a yarn busting pattern. So these are all the flower keychains, and again, these came up really fast, and again, these are all for £6 as well. So yeah, pretty exciting. Just the horrible viewing, but woohoo. So I have a bunch of those, and then you will have seen all of my bookmarks already, but I'll show you them again. So we have the XL bookmarks, which are wider than the normal ones, and this is Celestial and then the Granny Square XL. So these are the fronts, and then these are the backs. These are the only ones where I didn't do the back the same as the front. These are both for 20, and then if you wanted to see the size difference between them, it's like double the size. So we also have got Checkerboard and Sunset. These ones are 16. We've got Turtle and Pinata, again for 16. We've got Flower Bed or Garden Bed, I think I called it, and Strawberry, again for 16. Then we also have last a pink and yellow gingham, again for 16. That is literally everything that I have for sale for my markets. Like, it's a huge amount of stuff. I didn't actually realise how much stuff I had, which is a good thing, but now I need to try and make a setup that is on a 6-foot wide table where all of this will fit. I'm not expecting all of it to fit, but all of it needs to fit. So that is the biggest challenge. Oh God. Hello and good afternoon. It has actually been 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks since the market. Gonna be honest, I haven't filmed a lot in that time because we have been working on the garden. I've mentioned this before, and the past couple of weeks has just really took over. I have been crocheting, I have been doing art, I have been working on Lero. I just haven't filmed many weekly vlogs, but I'm hoping you guys won't notice too much because I've been uploading. Like, I've delayed it purposefully, so now hopefully we could be back on track. Who knows? But I realised I also hadn't finished this week's vlog, updating you on how the market went. Excuse me in my dressing gown. I feel shite and I want to be comfy. So yeah, the market that we did in this vlog is the Makers fair at Eastleek Village Hall, and it was on the 23rd of September, Sunday the 23rd, 10 till 1. This time my partner came with me, so I actually had company. That was actually quite nice, so he got to see kind of how busy these things are and just how they work, basically. It was a lovely day, actually. It was a really nice day. All the people that I spoke to were lovely. All the vendors were also lovely. The hall that we were in was packed, and I mean packed. It was a really nice range of vendors that were there. There was loads of artists. There was people who were selling, I think he was selling not like syrups for coffees and tea, I'm not sure. People selling like flowers and wreaths and stuff. There was another crocheter there. I think I mentioned that in this video or last week's video, I'm not entirely sure. They were selling slightly different to me, still plushies and keychains, but they had a different style to me and were selling very different things to me, so that didn't really matter. And as I mentioned in another video previously as well, the reason I got accepted into this one is because I also sold my art prints as well, so obviously I had a range of both. I will put here like a before and after of the setup so you can see how it was. It was my fullest display yet, and I mean full, to the point where even my partner was wondering where things were going to go and I had no idea. I'm also really glad he came because he kind of pointed out a few things that what made sense to me wouldn't have made sense to people coming in and having a look at the store, and just things that improve in the future, like having maybe a price list, organising things into price ranges, so you kind of was like, oh, this area is £10, this is 20, that is this, rather than them kind of being all over and having people ask me the prices, which they're going to anyway, and that is absolutely fine. But yeah, it was a really nice day. It was a lovely atmosphere, lovely place, lovely people. Spoke to so many people who were like coming over to my booth as well. In general, like community wise, fantastic. But I know what you're all here for. So the price of the table was, I believe, £25. I will put the information somewhere so you'd know. And it was also a 20-minute drive, but down the motorway. So there was obviously fuel cost in there. I sold only one thing in the whole 3 hours we was there, and that one thing was a keychain. It was my pink flamingo keychain for £6. So I made £6. However, that £6 that was made was spent on tea and cake for both me and my partner, so that went pretty fast. So I made a grand total of minus £32, I think is the math in my head. Could be wrong. £31, minus something. Basically, I made nothing. I sold one thing, made nothing. I didn't even make my table cost. And like I say, I used that £6 to buy us tea and cake. As much as it was a really nice place to go, I don't think I'll do it again just because it wasn't my target audience. I do very clearly know who I am wanting to target, coming for you, and they just weren't there. As much as I had so many people who were interested in crochet compliment my work and like the quality and talk to me and ask for advice and stuff, and like then talk to me about my paintings and all of that, it wasn't my target audience. So I probably won't do the event again. However, I would highly recommend it to anyone else in the UK, in the East Midlands specifically, if you want to do it. Very, very nice. Everyone is lovely. But yeah, minus. So yeah, it's also a little bit disheartening as well because my partner was there. He obviously got to see the lack of business that I was brought in. So I won't even say I was embarrassed because I wasn't embarrassed. It's very hit or miss, but just even more disappointment because there's someone there who is wanting you to do well that sees that you haven't. But it's fine. I have 3 more events for 3 more markets for the rest of the year. The next one is this month, and it is on the 26th of October, and I believe that one is at Newstead Valley, or just Newstead somewhere. I have put a list of the events that I'm at on my Instagram. I'll post it here as well just in case you want to see if you want to come visit and buy some of my stuff. But yeah, that's all I needed to update you on for the rest of this vlog. I apologise that I haven't been consistently consistent with the vlogs. Again, I've just been doing a lot of stuff on my days off in the garden, and it really is taking up like the entire day. Pretty sure I've got another one of them days tomorrow and the day after, and I'm not gonna lie, all I want to do is just sit on my sofa behind me and be a vegetable and just do nothing, but I can't. We're almost done. I'm hoping by the end of what would be for me next week, for you it will be way weeks back. Basically, it will be done before the end of October, and I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm actually about to film or start filming next week's vlog, so if you see me looking the exact same as I do now, that is why. Thank you so much for joining me in this week's vlog. It really does mean a lot that you are all here. Thank you so much for the views on all my videos and all of my shorts, and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Leave a flamingo emoji to celebrate the fact that I sold a flamingo keychain. So leave a flamingo emoji in the comments below, and I hope to see you in the next one. I'll see you soon.